Well, here we are then for another F1 My Team episode, round number 2 for the Chinese Grand Prix. A returning circuit after missing out in Season 5, and a track in which we've won here before, so I feel like it could be a decent weekend for us. First of all though, if you haven't seen round 1, the season opener, which by the way the response was absolutely mind-blowing, the Bahrain Grand Prix will be linked up in the top right. And if you're going to enjoy this video, just try and smash over 1,400 likes and subscribe for more daily F1 content on my channel, because you guys are smashing it so far on my return to YouTube. So a massive thank you for that. Now, this weekend we have no rain forecast. We do have overcast conditions throughout the entire race, but no actual rain. So yeah, that's good news for us as we head into qualifying straight away here. So we're going to see if we can have a decent weekend. Q1 is going to start us off, and hopefully we can make our way into Q3 and try to match our qualifying form from the last race in Bahrain, which was a front row, a second place, which was really good, and an excellent way to start the season off. Now, on our first time lap here in China, I will admit it was a very scruffy lap. I went with a setup that I used in a league race not too long ago, and it was a little bit unstable. I was struggling with the balance of the car, and yeah, I was being a bit too safe on this first lap. As we crossed the line, we set at 27.5, which wasn't that great. I actually tried to push on for a second consecutive lap like we've done in Bahrain in the last race. As you may see some tyres on the left there, which I'll explain in a moment. But yeah, on this second lap, I was pushing a bit too much. The tyres were just, not able to keep up, and unfortunately we went for a spin and collected some damage. So that was our first run over, and we went back to the pits, put a fresh set of soft tyres on, and got back on the track. Now, the second lap was going much better. We took a bit more risk, was a bit more brave, and you can see here we're about 4.5 tenths up, 4 tenths up, give or take, as we enter the banker. So this was a much better lap, as you can see here. But then on the exit, I just start to struggle with the car balance again, and we lose it out of the banker. Now we ended up completely frying our tyres, which what I did was I actually just tried to cool them off. We've got 45 seconds to go in the session, so I went ahead and just pretty much drove at a snail's pace down the back straight to try and recover some tyre temperature and get back into the working window. So with about 10 seconds to go, we're going to get back underway, and we're going to try and commit to one last flying lap. Right now we're P16, so we are right on the cusp of elimination here as we head into turn 1. You can see them tyres on the left. That's because there's been some kind of crash and there's been some kind of DNF. So we'll look at that afterwards. For now though, on the lap itself, you can see here, we're matching our previous personal best. We find a little bit on the exit, but then we lose it in the second phase as we struggle to get the power down. And in the first sector, we are down on our previous lap, which is not a good start. Into turn 5, we missed the apex slightly as we get bumped down to P17. Luckily, the exit was good. We find a bit of time as we're half a tenth up, heading through the left-hander where we spun last time. This time, keeping it clean, and then through the long right as well, keeping it nice and tight. Then we've got these double lefts. I struggle to hit the apex with the first one. That runs me wide, and I lose a lot of time and momentum on the exit, and we're only half a tenth up heading into the chicane and then the banking. So it's not that great. Luckily through here we do find a little bit more time, and we go about a tenth up on our previous personal best. Right now it's Mick Schumacher ahead of us, who is currently P16, so we're a tenth up. If we can just nail the final sector, we're going to be looking pretty decent. So here we go into the final hairpin kind of heavy brake zone of the lap. Third gear, easy on the traction on the exit, and we found a bit more time now. The final corner, tip the nose in, try to avoid the inside curb, which we don't do. We have a bit of an oversteer moment. We try to correct it, and we end up invalidating, and that means in a surprise turn of events we are out in Q1 after a very messy session. We don't make it into Q2, and it's annoying because we missed out by literally 0.03 of a second. So yeah, really unfortunate. For the lap itself, it was an absolute mess. Q1 was just all over the place, and yeah, the car balance wasn't there. We're going to probably tweak the setup a little bit for the race, run a bit less front wing to try and give the car a bit more stability. But overall, the big news, Pierre Gasly is also out. He DNF'd alongside Callum Ilott, so I believe the pair of them may have come together, which I didn't catch it at the time, so I don't have a replay available for you. But those two are out. So Mick Schumacher, the big surprise, is getting into Q2 in the Haas. But for us, our journey in Q1 is over, and we're out by 3/100th of a second, and we could have easily got through had we just had a clean lap, but I just struggled so much. So yeah, for the race, we've got it all to do from P17 on the grid. So let's see if we can try and turn it around.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Norris, George Russell and Leclerc, Bottas, Tsunoda, Ricciardo and Esteban Ocon, Latifi, Stroll, Antonio Giovinazzi and Lundgaard, Michael Schumacher, Mick Schumacher, Martinez and Nobuharu Matsushita, Schwartzman, Gasly, Eilert and Nikita Mazepin. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Well, let's just cut to the chase. We start P17, and right now it's about midnight when I'm recording this, so let's just get this over with. I've got a race to win, so let's get the job done. Well, here we go then. 28 laps of the Shanghai International Circuit. 5 red lights. And we are underway. Good start. We get the jump on Mick Schumacher. Down to turn 1 we go. Looks like we're going to be on the inside line here, so not much we can really do. The outside is where you want to be. Michael Schumacher up to P13. He's had a bit of a poor qualifying. He's down the order. Trying to have a look around the outside here. We get tagged in the rear as we try to get some form of a cutback there. Schwartzman having a look on the hard compound tyre. Into turn 5 we go. We've got Pierre Gasly lurking behind us on mediums in the McLaren as well, but we crucially get ahead. We're P16, so we've gained 1 place from that race start. Let's see if we can make it a few more. We're going to try and go around the outside of Lundgaard here, who's on the hard tyre. That becomes the inside into the next left-hander, so that's 1 place made up there in the middle sector. Let's try and get Giovinazzi here as well. Try and put some pressure on him as we head into the left-right, which feeds into the banking. Going to try and use his medium tyres as best as I can in this initial part of the race to make some progress. Let's see, what is that straight line speed like? We're going to keep the ERS switched on. Might require a bit of a dive bomb on Giovinazzi to get the move done, but look at this, we're closing in now. Up the inside we go on the Italian, and it's nice and clean to the hairpin. Up to P14, so 3 places made up on the opening lap using the medium tyres to good effect. Now let's talk about the race, because the intro was short. No rain forecast, overcast conditions for the entire race. I'm running a minimal fuel and we're going medium to hard, 1-stop strategy. So that's the plan on paper. We'll see if it works out for us. Hopefully it does. I think we've got the pace to do a bit of damage here this race. Michael's had a good start. I think he had a grid penalty, I want to say, because I don't think he's that slow to be P15 in qualifying. So yeah, I think Michael may have had a grid penalty. He's now on the softs, by the way, so Michael's 2-stopping, I think. We're going aggressive, so we'll see how that works out compared to our 1-stop. For now though, we'll try and make some progress here, hopefully catch up to Stroll soon, who's currently chilling on the hard tyre. So DRS is now enabled and we're all over the back of Lance Stroll. The AI again following the trend of turning their engine down after lap 2, so we've got quite a big upper hand on pace now. Just got to try and keep it clean through here and we should be able to produce a nice clean DRS pass on Stroll. I don't think he'll have DRS on Ocon ahead. Losing quite a bit though through the banking. Not quite confident to really get the power down. We struggled in qualifying, of course, with that corner, but here we go then. DRS, ERS on Stroll. Do we go for the lunge? Down right we do, up the inside. Trying to get the anchors out in time, and we managed to just about do that. Up to P13. Gasly also on the fight back. He's just behind Lance Stroll and I'm P15, so let's keep going. Pace is good.
Okay, we're running low on fuel. You'll need to conserve what you have left in order to finish the race.
That's okay, Jeff. We're going to be fine. Up ahead, though, Michael Schumacher making progress. He's got past both AlphaTauris. So Michael doing a good job of getting himself back into this race. I can't quite tell, but I think Tsunoda has maybe a bit of damage. If not, he's really struggling for pace on those softs. We could get both of these guys here if we can get a good exit. Let's see. Ocon getting great acceleration with the Alpine on the exit there of the banker, but now we're going to see what happens into the brake zone. Ocon's going to go for it on Tsunoda. We're going to have to take a bit of a backward step. We'll go for the good old-fashioned cutback out the hairpin. Going to just be careful in case Tsunoda does pit, which could be possible. No, it doesn't pit. Oh, we get absolutely roadblocked though. That's not ideal. Here comes Stroll. Tsunoda and Ocon, neither of them have DRS. We're going to commit for the 3 wide pass here into turn 1. Whoa, we overstepped the mark massively. Ran in way too hot, but you know what? We got the pass done. That's what matters. We're P11. Let's try and push on now after Nicholas Latifi. Oh, and Michael Schumacher pits. So there we go already. Getting off the soft tire.
Michael is coming in for his stop.
And quite a few more cars in there as well as we set a personal best of the P6 then. Let's try and chase after Latifi to have another strong race here this afternoon on the medium. Let's see if we can jump him on the strategy that we're on. And we've got more cars in the pits. I will note, I'm struggling to catch Latifi. Latifi's got very strong pace.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
Now it's worth noting Verstappen has gone for the hard, so he's going to one-stop this one, so he's not two-stopping this race. Of course, Max will be our main championship rival this season pretty much, so always got to try and keep an eye out for what he's doing. But yeah, I'm struggling to catch Latifi, man. We'll see if we make some progress over the next few laps, but he's got very good race pace.
Confirmed.
We'll go for lap 14 in principle. If I feel like I can't make it, we'll bring her in early. So far though, the medium is still fine. And there we go, Perez, the last car to pit, so Latifi takes the lead. We move up to P2, matching our personal best. Let's see then, shall we? I never thought I'd be saying this, but we're racing Latifi for a possible race win in the AlphaTauri. Personal best. I'm considering the undercut, to be honest. I might go back to pitting on lap 12, especially if it means undercutting Latifi. That might be our chance to get ahead of him, because right now I'm struggling to make progress, man. Bit of movement there through the final corner. Lost a little bit of time. Oh, Pierre Gasly's out of the race from McLaren. First retirement. Will there be a safety car or a virtual safety car from that? Looks like there won't be. I'm going to consider stopping this lap, I think, to try and get ahead of Latifi. I am closing in, but it's just like a tenth or two per lap, and I'm just struggling to keep it up consistently. Latifi's making no mistakes. Very slick, very smooth, very consistent with the pace. Then we're going to pit.
Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
I probably would have DRS on the next lap. I reckon I could make it happen, but let's see what Latifi does.
Caution, caution.
Maybe Latifi might pit. If that's the case, we may have to consider the overcut. Latifi stays out. So we're going to box and undercut him. Here we go. Very good pit entry. Very, very good pit entry. All we need now is a space on track to be in clean air and give it absolutely everything here. I don't think we're going to win. I think Max is going to win this race, but there could be a podium on the cards here. We'll see how it goes.
Go, go, go.
2.8. We're going to be behind Schwartzman here, I think.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
But crucially, a slight gap ahead of Ricciardo. We've managed to jump Michael Schumacher, who's behind us, so goes to show our pace was very good. But I think we're going to get stuck behind Schwartzman here on this lap, so we're going to have to try and pass him, hopefully on the back straight. Alright, let's get Schwartzman then. These hard tyres are not going to overheat, but they're a little bit less grippy, so the issues still remain. Here we go then, good exit out the banker. Let's try and get Schwartzman lined up. Hopefully we'll pass him before the brake zone. I don't think we will though. Going to need a lot on the straight to get this one done. On the brakes, we managed to go very, very late around the outside. Made that work quite nicely actually. Minimal time loss. Has Latifi pit? The answer is yes. So here we go then, let's see. It's going to be close. We're racing Latifi on pit exit. And there he is. Going to go around the outside. But we've done it. The undercut has paid off. We've managed to get Latifi. And he's going to be struggling on cold tyres. So let's try and push on here. Ahead of us is Charles Leclerc medium, who's two-stopping, along with George Russell in P6 also 2-stopping in the Alpine. So let's see what kind of pace we have on these. 30.2, not quite a fastest lap, which is quite surprising. I don't think I've got that much pace today, even in the race. I don't think things have improved that much. I'm just a bit stronger and enough to have the edge, or at least stay competitive. I'm being very consistent. Made a bit of a tweak on the front wing for the setup to make the car more stable, and it seems to be working. But yeah, we're gonna do a good race today, and we're gonna get a good result based off strategy, not because of outright pace. Though to be fair, our race start was very good. We made up a lot of places at the start of the race, and that was some crucial ground we made up on the medium. And we've got Giovinazzi in the pit lane, so it looks like those who started on the hard tyre are going to box. Lance Stroll in there as well. We set a personal best, 30.1, and we should get within Leclerc's DRS on this lap if all goes well. Let's see if we can use Leclerc to try and drop Latifi, who so far is hanging in there. He's a thorn in our side this race. I can't seem to shake him off. But too far back for a move on Leclerc. At least on this straight, maybe on the pitch straight down towards turn 1. The crucial thing here, though, is that we've managed to shake Latifi out of DRS range, which is a big, big bonus. Right, let's try and close in on Leclerc then. Let's try and make a move. Let's see if we can set him up into the hairpin. Would like to have been a bit closer. The AI are very good at traction this season, I can tell. Russell pits, and so does Leclerc actually, so that's going to give us clean air and DRS. Another personal best from us. 29.5, purple sector 3. No fastest lap, but still look at this. Up to P3 in this race. Strategy working out beautifully. Now we are gaining on Perez.
Perez is ahead of you. Gap to car in front is 5.2 seconds. They're on old hards. Their tyres are 9 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 30.6. You're closing in by 7/10 per lap.
And there's the update. Pace is good. Let's see if we can try and use that to close in on Perez. It's going to be a tough one. 10 laps to go. It's going to have to be about half a second per lap. But we'll give it a shot and see if we can get close. Maybe put Perez under some pressure here and get a P2. Oh, Mick Schumacher out of the race. Bit of a distraction there, as I didn't fully maximise the final corner. The gap slowly coming down to Perez though, in a bit of an update. No safety car or virtual safety car from that Schumacher retirement to influence the race. Gap now below 3 seconds to Perez. Also Verstappen as well, the gap to Max coming down under 13 seconds. The pace is good, man. I'm flat out though. Every single lap I'm leaving nothing on the table here. I'm doing as much as I can. I'm sweating this, but it feels good to like be on the limit versus AI, and you know, only get like a 10th or 2 a lap. It shows me I've got the difficulty spot on for the race. I'm trying my hardest to catch Perez because the last 2 laps or so, the AI always turn their engine up for the fastest lap. So we've got like 2 laps to try and catch him here. So I'm giving it everything I've got. Currently on for a personal best. We'll see if we can get DRS maybe in 2 laps time. This is it. I think Perez is starting to push now. Managed to get 1.9, but yeah, I think this is it. Perez is starting to go. Verstappen also, yeah, this is it. I can tell by the delta, that's usually a telltale sign. When it starts to just skyrocket out of control, that is usually game over. Yeah, Perez is getting 3/10 in the middle sector, that's it. Well, there we go then. Last lap of the race. Overall, a bit of a boring ending. The last, 12, 13 laps or so, but I tried my best. I tried to make it interesting for you guys to try to chase down Perez, but didn't quite have enough. Verstappen wins, Perez P2, and we finish in P3. Good recovery from P17 as we got the podium, but still not ideal, and a bit of a messy weekend this one.
Top job, my friend, top job. I was a bit worried about this one at the start of the weekend, but you pulled through. Thank you.
There'll be many smiles at the factory after that one. A great race and a real team performance to take the win here in Shanghai. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
Well, there we go then. Confirmation of the results. Red Bull 1-2 in China. Not really ideal, but a very good recovery, and also some really strong performances from Latifi, Stroll and Giovinazzi. Some really good drives. Michael Schumacher, to be fair, at the points, but considering it was a two-stopper, you know, I think Michael could have been in the top 4 with us. I think had he one-stopped it, it would have been a top 4 finish for him. So, yeah, maybe some reconsidering on his part to do and the team with the strategy. Again, two-stopping in Bahrain was an L, two-stopping in China was an L for Michael. It isn't working out, you know, the two stops. Hopefully, things can improve. The next race, though, I think round 3 at Imola, if I'm not mistaken, so looking forward to that one. But there is your top 10: Verstappen, Perez, myself, Latifi, Stroll, Norris, Russell, Giovinazzi, Leclerc, Ricciardo rounding out the points, with Schumacher missing out along with Tsunoda, Sainz, and Lundgaard with the fastest lap, Matsushita, Schwartzman, Bottas, Ocon, Ilott, Mazepin, Mick Schumacher, and then Pierre Gasly retiring from the race. That Gasly one's a big one. Keep an eye on that, because for the championship, that could be key later on this season. In terms of standings though, after 2 races, we are down to 2nd place. Verstappen takes a 3-point lead. Michael Schumacher down to P13 and getting overtaken by a few cars around him. And Perez with that podium up to P4. And so far, the surprise package, Nicholas Latifi in the AlphaTauri in P3. What a season for him so far. What a great performance, driving really, really well. So definitely a big surprise so far this season. In the Constructors, we're down to 2nd. Red Bull take top spot with that 1-2. They start to build a bit of a gap, and this is where Michael needs to step in. You know, certain races I need him to be up there with me, hopefully getting big points and helping us do well as a team. But we are currently 2nd ahead of McLaren, and then AlphaTauri P4, Aston Martin and Mercedes up to P6, overtaking Ferrari. So yeah, there's a lot. That is it for the race. It's now 1 AM. I finished it, and I'm glad I got it done. And I'm glad that we got a good performance out of that as well. A good recovery after a very messy qualifying, I'll be honest. You know, the difficulty was okay. I don't know if I had pace for Q3 outright in qualifying, but it would have been like P11 probably. But I just had a really scruffy session. So yeah, good to recover the points and get the job done. A little snap adjustment, you know, using a bit less front wing to keep the car more stable, really paying off for us in this race. But hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe for more for daily F1 content on my channel. Again, we're on the road to 100k, so why not help me out on that journey? As always, thank you to the channel members for supporting the content, and finally check out the 2 videos on screen right now. But that's it from me, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Adios.